Hi, I'm Ryan Francis, and you're watching The Red Booth.
Hi, welcome to The Red Booth Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Q. On tonight's episode, I have actor Ryan J. Francis, who plays young Peter Pan in Hook, and also has been in TV shows since then, and has a new movie out, and a new pilot on the way. So, come and get to know him. So, hello, how's it going, Ryan?
It's going great. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, thanks so much for being on the show.
My pleasure.
This is super cool because not only have you been in a lot of, recent sort of TV stuff, but you also started out as a child actor in a very well-known and loved movie, Hook.
That's right. I did. I played young Peter Pan in Steven Spielberg's Hook.
That's crazy. So you got to be directed by Steven Spielberg.
Got to be directed by Steven Spielberg and got to work with Robin Williams and Maggie Smith and Gwyneth Paltrow, and got to hang out with Dustin Hoffman and Bob Hoskins, and got to run around the Sony lot for many, many weeks with a bunch of other young, crazy boys, and it was definitely it was a great experience.
I thought you were in Neverland.
I was in Neverland. Yes, no, that's what I meant by the Sony lot.
Right.
We also call it the Sony lot, just
my
for
dreams
fun.
are shattered.
Well, what was cool about that shoot, though, actually, was because this was before, special effects and or CGI and stuff. So a lot of that stuff was legit. I mean, literally, Hook's that ship, that pirate ship, was literally floating in a soundstage.
What?
They built a huge pool, and this massive ship was literally floating in a pool of water in. I don't remember what stages was, but on the Sony lot.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, we're gonna have to fill this soundstage with water.
Yeah.
And make it look like the ocean.
Yeah, and build a huge pirate ship and a whole living and dock area, and I mean it was just so amazing. As a 12-year-old boy, I was just like, holy shit, this is fucking cool.
That is cool.
Yes.
And okay, so how did you first get the part? Like, can you tell the story?
Yeah, I'd actually read for one of the Lost Boys, and it was actually a really long audition process for most people. I kind of came into it a little bit later because I was kind of an established actor at that point, even though I was only 12, but I had been in the business since I was 5. So I didn't go to
I saw your credits go way back into the
early 80s. Yeah, early 80s.
You've been on a bunch of TV shows.
Yeah,
back
Wonder
then.
Years, Blossom, just all those old, all those old school shows.
Years.
Yes, that was a great show.
Yeah.
Very good show. So anyways, the process was I'd come in a little bit later, but they had been auditioning kids across the nation for forever. So I read once for a Lost Boy role, and then I got called back to meet with everybody. Like, I walked into this room, and it was a huge, long conference table, and Steven Spielberg was on the end, and it was
Robin Williams. And
just like everybody else, down the line. And I remember it was the final, it was kind of the final call day, and there was so many kids and so much going on. And basically, I didn't even read any lines. They knew I was an athlete at the time because I played sports my whole life as well.
Okay.
And so
because they had stunts sort of.
Right. So what he asked me to do was actually to run up and jump on the conference table and get into the Peter Pan pose,
What?
all in one.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So basically, I did it, and I just nailed it in one swoop jump, and just
One
did
try.
it. And he's like, "Damn!" He's like, "I'd do that again," and I did it again, and he's like, "Okay, cool." Okay, and I left, and
They didn't even have you read part.
No.
That
was.
Can you do the Peter Pan?
Yeah.
Can you do it?
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
I guess I had the look, so it was just a matter of whether or not I could do the physical stuff, and.
Sorry, so you were supposed to be the young Robin Williams.
Right. Well, he's the older version of me.
Right,
Because
yeah.
so Peter Pan is Peter Pan, and in the story, Peter Pan leaves Neverland and grows up and becomes Peter Banning and raises the whole family, and then comes back. So when he comes back, he's trying to figure out how to be young Pan again, or to be the Pan. So he gets hit in the head with the ball that his son hit and traveled 100 miles, hits him in the head, and he has this whole flashback of being a young Peter Pan, and that's me.
Where you enter in.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
Well, we have to take a quick break, but we are going to be right back with Ryan Francis.
I really wanted to put a deck on my house.
The floor was creaking and there were cracks in the wall.
I had them put in walls in my basement.
Well, the whole thing was done on time, on budget, and not a day of work was missed.
Alpha Structural is a top-rate company. I'd recommend them to anybody.
If you live in a hillside home and gravity is pulling you towards the edge of the cliff, I recommend you call Alpha.
It was a real pleasure to work with Alpha.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
And welcome back to the Red Booth Show. We are here with actor Ryan Francis.
Hello, everybody.
How's it going?
It's going great.
Good.
It's going great.
Yeah, we were just talking about this cool story of you being on a Steven Spielberg movie,
Yes.
which is like a dream come true.
It really is. I mean, to be able to work with an iconic filmmaker like Steven Spielberg was just an unbelievable opportunity, and super grateful that I was able to be a part of that.
What was it like? Like, did he give you a lot of instruction and like personal direction?
Not really, honestly, too much, because it was such a crazy set, and like there was so many things. I mean, literally, like they had the whole Sony lot. I mean, there was like they were like on 5, 6, 7 of the biggest sound stages there. Also, they were at Culver Studio. So like, I remember I was doing wire work, and I remember I was...
That's right, you were doing the flying scene.
Right.
Okay.
Right, so I was doing wire work, and I remember waiting for Steven, because they're like, okay, well, hold on, he's coming. Just hang up there. And I remember I was like, okay.
You're just hanging in the air.
Hanging up here. So there wasn't too much direction, really, other than like when we were literally on set and in that moment, because he just had so much stuff going on. So not too much, just more of like on when we were, there wasn't like one-on-one before the scene, like any of that, but during the scene, if there was something that he, saw or wanted, it was mostly physicality stuff, so.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah.
It was a huge, huge production. It's got to be one of
Huge.
like the biggest budgets from that time period.
Oh, easily. From
Yeah.
that time period, it was,
Yeah.
I think it was like one of the first to be like close to $100 million budget. I don't know if it was, but I know it was like up there.
Yeah.
So at that time, it was huge. I mean, all the names in that, all
And
the... all
wasn't
the,
Julia Roberts in it too?
Julia Roberts was
she
in there.
played Tink, right?
She sure did.
That's cool. Did you get to meet her?
I did.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
absolutely. I got to meet actually everybody on set, because, like I said, it was such a big production. Like everyone literally had to be on set at all time, just in case whatever. So everyone literally was like on set all the time. So I got to meet everyone, and I don't know. Gwyneth Paltrow was in the movie as well.
What was she playing?
She played Wendy.
That's right. Oh my
So
God.
she played Wendy.
That's right.
Maggie Smith played the older version of her, and
Crazy.
yeah, she was actually my first kiss.
What?
Yeah.
And wait, your real first kiss?
My real first kiss, yeah.
Gwyneth
And-
Paltrow
right.
was your wow.
Yes.
No big
No big
deal.
deal.
No big deal.
So yeah, that movie was a lot of things for me. A
That's-
lot of firsts, and just an unbelievable experience.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
So basically you come from this, being a child actor, and then you make this transition where you get older
Yes.
and you don't look the same anymore, right? So
Not really.
Yes.
I might have like a beard and a goatee now, so I didn't have that at 5.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I'm fortunate to have only done this my whole life.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, from 5 years old to being 40 now.
You're 40?
I'm 40.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I did not think that. You don't look 40.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, this is the only job I've ever had, and it's the only thing I've ever done, and I don't know. I just keep getting hired and seemingly find work. So I don't know. I wake up every day super grateful and just thank the universe.
That's really awesome, because I know a lot of times when people become really well known as a child actor, then it sort of peters out when,
Yeah.
they get older. But you've stayed, busy, and you've done a lot of stuff, and you've been on that TV show for a while.
Yeah, I did a show for 6 years on NBC after Hook called Sisters. Celia Ward and Swoosie Kurtz and George Clooney was on the show. Ashley Judd was on the show. Paul Rudd was on the show.
No way.
Yeah, they
I
totally.
love Paul Rudd.
Yeah, they totally like all got their start on that show, and then they left and blew up. So yeah, I just kept getting work and did a lot of other things in between, doing print work and voiceovers and writing and directing and producing. So
That's right. So this is crazy. So he's done voiceover work for other celebrities,
Right.
Where you think that it's the celebrity, but he's pretending to be them.
Right, so I've done Jim Caviezel's voice, I've done Donnie Wahlberg's voice, I've done Mark Wahlberg's voice, I've done Bruce Willis's voice.
Willis.
I know, it's
Crazy.
bizarre.
Yeah.
And like if you asked me to do it right now, I probably couldn't. But
I was just gonna ask.
I'm sure you were, because that's usually what people do. They're like, so do Mark, or do Donnie, and I'm like, well, I'm just really good at impersonating. So when I get it on the headphones, I'm listening to the headphones.
Then you can just
then I
repeat
go,
it.
yeah, and I
right.
just go right into it. I'm not really like,
on the spot.
yeah. I'm not that dude.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
Though.
it's a great job. I mean, it's something, again, like you would never expect. I didn't even know what it was until I started doing it, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. Yeah.
Well, there's so many ways to make money in the business and
Right.
different avenues, so
Right.
that's awesome. Well, on that note, we have to take a quick break.
Okay.
But we are going to be right back with actor Ryan Francis.
So, you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So, pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. And all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. Independence U for an independent you.
1-800-464-6830.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
And welcome back to the Red Booth Show. We're here with Ryan Francis.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Well, so you were just talking about how you have done a lot of different things in the business since the big movie. I mean,
Yeah.
and before that, obviously,
Yeah.
as well. But you've done voiceover work, and then I also know you've done a ton of commercials too.
Yeah.
And some TV series.
Yes.
So, like, what are you working on now?
Now, well, I just directed, wrote, and produced my first feature. It's called Do Over. It's available on all VOD, iTunes, YouTube Red, Amazon, and so on and so forth.
Nice.
So check that out. So
You directed, you wrote it, and
produced it.
Yes. And are you in it?
Maybe you might see me somewhere.
Okay, but still, I mean, that's a lot to juggle.
It
That's
is.
a lot,
Well,
yeah.
it is, and which is why I only put myself somewhere in the background as kind of a,
Yeah.
like a Hitchcock kind of thing. But like, yeah, I mean, for that, I wasn't really prepared to act in it as well as writing and directing, and producing.
Yeah,
It
that's
was-
kind of a lot.
It's a lot, and I was not prepared to do it all.
And so what is it about?
Well, basically, it's about a group of early 30-somethings that get together after a long time of not seeing each other. They get drunk at a bar one night, and they start talking about their first time. And they all decide to find that girl or guy that they lost their virginity to and do it over.
Whoa! Nice.
I mean, basically, the premise is like, the first time for everyone is usually pretty shitty. And, these guys want to make it up.
Make up.
Make up for that, or
Nice.
not. Who knows? Everyone's got a first time story, so it's pretty funny.
That sounds hilarious.
Yeah.
And who are the actors in it?
Jonathan Bennett, who was Aaron Samuels in Mean Girls, and he's the host of Cake Wars right now.
Cool.
Drew Seeley's in it, who is on Broadway now with Jersey Boys, I believe.
Okay.
Amy Paffrath, who's his wife, she's really, really hysterical in it. And Zach Lively, who is a great young actor.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's exciting. So is this your first movie that you've ever directed and produced?
Not the first one I produced, but the first one that I wrote and directed. Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
You wrote the whole script.
I did. I wrote it with my producing partner at the time, Kevin, and we probably wrote it in like a month. And we were in production within like the next like 20 days. And
Crazy.
Yeah, it was a quick turnaround from when we decided to actually, when we had the concept to
That's
writing
not an easy
it.
thing to do.
It's
all.
not. No, I mean literally writing it and getting it to production. We did it probably within like a month.
So is it pretty low budget, I guess, or?
Yeah, I mean it's an independent film.
Yeah.
It's there's no explosions or anything like that. There's no car chases. It's just a simple romantic comedy. It takes place in Los Angeles, which is where I'm born and raised. So called in all my favors and got all those locations. And,
like the bars and everywhere.
Yes,
That's cool.
actually shot at Jared Safier's bar, who's here
Nice.
somewhere back there. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, congrats.
Thank you very much.
Everybody should go check out Do Over.
Check it out.
On demand on
VOD, iTunes, YouTube Red, Amazon, Dish, a lot of places.
That's awesome.
Yes, thank you.
And so, okay, so you did that, and also you have a pilot, I think, that you said you're working on, right?
Yes, I just wrote a pilot that hope to have in production by the end of the year. It's a post-apocalyptic, futuristic world action drama.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's big.
And we can't know more about it.
Not really.
Right.
Not really. Yeah, that's about all I can say right now.
Well, good. And what other things are you doing to keep busy in this business right now?
Well, I also do some photography. I'm a photographer, so I recently shot an actress for a few magazines, but I can't say it because it's not out yet.
Right.
So I do photography. I do
There's so
voiceover.
many things you can't say, right?
I will.
Like
yeah.
in this business, it's so frustrating. Like you'll be like something's happening, and you get like super excited about it, and then you're like,
but I can't really say.
You can't say anything. You have to wait for a while.
Yeah, especially if it's like not your project or something. You know, it's like that's their thing to talk about, and when they want to release it and whatever. So I just
Yeah. There you go. Well, and on that note, we have to take another quick break.
Okay.
We will be right back with the Red Booth Show.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid. Your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you'd call now.
Call 1-800-466-0560.
Independence U for an independent you.
Call 1-800-466-0560.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Hi,
Hi, Kathy Mitchell here with my new red copper cookware. The revolutionary pan made with non-stick ceramic and super strong copper. Guaranteed to stay scratch-free forever. It's lightweight yet super strong, so it won't scratch, peel, or chip into your food. Red copper is a baking pan with a handle that goes into the oven up to 500 degrees. And everything slides right out. Cook my healthy, crispy chicken fingers with little or no fat or oil. Chop steak and onion for a melty Philly cheesesteak. Absolutely no sticking. Or whisk eggs without a mixing bowl. Truly a time saver. Call now and receive my 10-inch red copper pan for just $19.99. Plus, get my recipe book free. Call now and you can double the offer and receive a second set. Plus, our new Forever Sharp copper knife. Just pay a separate fee. Razor sharp and food slides right off. An incredible value. Call now.
Call 1-800-488-9190 to get your special offer, Red Copper Pan. Call now or go to redcopperpan.com. So call 1-800-488-9190. Call now.
Welcome back to the Red Booth Show. We are here with Ryan Francis, actor and filmmaker.
Yes.
That's right, with your own new first time directing.
Yes, my first feature, which was a very exciting moment in my life. It's something that I always wanted to do in this business, was be a director.
Nice.
Couldn't do that when I was 5, so finally got to a place in my career where I could afford the time to write a script and to go into production and make a very cool independent feature. So I'm very proud of that.
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Well, I think, you've been in this business, your whole life.
Yes.
Which is actually quite uncommon.
It is.
Since childhood.
Yeah.
Been in Wonder Years and all of these, great shows.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that you probably have some pretty good advice for people that want to get into this industry.
Yeah. It's tough. I've always been asked this question.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I used to say that I really didn't know. I just got lucky and someone actually discovered me. So I don't know, hang out at your mom's woman's clothing store and hope that a woman manager is there buying clothes and she thinks you're cute and wants to take you to the biggest kids Hollywood agent in the world? I don't know, because literally that's what it was. I was hanging out at my mom's clothing store and some woman was like, "Oh my God, you're so cute, you should be an actor." I was like, "Lady, you don't even know." Because I'd been begging my mom to do it since I was 3.
Really?
Begging her.
This was like your destiny.
It was. I saw the first movie I saw was Black Beauty. And I remember, like, at the end of the movie, it was super sad and looking around seeing everybody crying. And I was like, damn, that's super powerful. I want to be a part of this industry.
Yeah.
And I just begged my mom for years. And she was just like, dude, you have
You're
to...
like 3 years old.
Yeah, she was literally like, you have to grow up first.
I need an agent, Mom.
Yes. I'm like, this is what I want to do forever. Yeah. And she was like, well, you have to grow up first before you can decide what you want to do. Anyway, so my advice is, I don't know, I got lucky, I got discovered, but it's different nowadays. Now you can kind of create your own show. You can do it yourself. So I don't know, I would say just be proactive about creating content and stuff. And I don't know, through social media nowadays, you can kind of get your name and your work out there where you couldn't do that before.
But I think it did give you an advantage to start as a child actor too, as well.
Yes.
Because, there's a whole lot of moms probably that want to bring their kids out and want to get into the business. And it can get kind of weird too, because I think there's people that are like, come to Hollywood and spend a bunch of money on photos and classes and all that stuff, and then nothing happens and it's really disappointing. And
I see that all the time, and I see moms and dads with these flyers like, show up to this seminar and we'll show you how to get in the business
for $500.
Right.
Yeah.
And nothing ever comes from that. I mean, you never hear those stories, right? You don't, Brad Pitt or whoever is not like, yeah, I went to this seminar and that just you never hear those stories.
Yeah, but there are truly casting people that are scouting. They
Yes.
do. There actually are people that really are scouting.
Yeah.
And there's probably a way to check if they're legit.
Yeah.
There's gotta be.
I think just do your homework. I mean, with the internet, again, nowadays, you can look
IMDb
anybody
Pro.
up. Yeah, IMDb Pro, you can look people up, Google them, see what their background is, and just stay proactive and with the dream, and don't give up on the dream, I would say. That's the one thing I would say to anybody is don't give up on the dream, because in this business, really, it does take just that one job or that one meeting.
Yeah.
And that could just set off your whole thing. I mean, George Clooney did 800 failed pilots, and then he did that one little show.
And he was in his 40s when he got
right,
discovered.
exactly. And he was in his 40s, right? And he had been in the business for so long and nothing.
Yeah.
And then did that little show called ER, and now he's Now he's George Clooney.
He's one of the top guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Now he has a house on Lake Como. So there you go.
And then also you've done a ton of TV commercials.
Yes.
Which means you probably have to go in and audition for these as well. I mean, whatever, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've probably done over 100 commercials, which is more of a testament to time than anything else. And
those are good because national commercials can pay pretty well.
No, listen, national commercials literally set up my whole life.
Wow.
That and the TV show for sure was good. But I mean, at the time in the 80s and the 90s when I was doing commercials and stuff like nonstop, there was some pretty big paydays. So it definitely, again, those are things that allowed me to not do anything else for the rest of my life except be an actor. So.
Yeah, like you could actually make like $250,000 on a national commercial.
Well, that's
right?
a little much, but you could make like 100. Okay. Like back in the day, I knew a couple of kids. I never made 100, but I got close on a couple. And I was doing 4, 5, 6 of those a year.
Wow. What was your favorite commercial that you did?
My favorite commercial? I've done a few. I did this Twix commercial, which was cool.
Nice.
Because it was like me going through, it was like all in one shot. And it was literally me going through the house at my party. And it was like Sandra Bernhard, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, like all these like cool people. And I'm just going through like dapping. And everyone's like, yo, what's up, my man? It was a pretty cool one. And actually a story behind that is, there's a lot of ways to book jobs. And I booked this job because the guy that they originally hired was too short.
Really?
And because it was a one shot, the Steadicam guy, he was like, I can't crouch this low for the whole thing.
Yeah. Wow.
So I was a few feet taller and he was able to...
That's crazy.
So,
all these weird little flukes that can happen, right?
Yes.
Good.
Yes. So that's,
cool story.
Yeah.
Well, it's been so great having you on the show.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you. And I can't wait to see your new pilot. And people are going to check out your show, Do
Yes,
Over.
check out Do Over and keep a lookout for the post-apocalyptic pilot that I'm going to be hopefully going to production soon.
Awesome.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
All right.
Don't give up hope. Think of the kids.
It's over.
I've never.
We're down by 50.
50? But we're only 2 minutes left.
Huh?
Oh, Norm.
You're going down. Down.
Oh, that does it. You're in.
Finally.
Love and hope can change the world.
Feed the big man. A case of abuse is reported every 10 seconds. While you were watching this video, 3 cases of abuse, including sexual and physical, were reported. Visit childhelp.org to learn more. And in the meantime, please send in whatever you can.
Use your voice.
Volunteer or foster a child. Donate monthly, become a child helper.
Get involved, take action.
Get in the game. Fight abuse. 5 children die every day.
You got the love and hope can change the world.